All right, guys, girls, guys, girls, everybody. Let's talk. What was this? This just just got back from the gym, as you can see. Haven't even showered. I wanted to jump on here and talk to you guys. I'm gonna shower after this. You go Harper 10 out of 10. Okay. All right. Okay. We're not there yet. First and foremost, guys, follow me on TikTok. I know that's crazy to say. Okay, I go live on TikTok. I'm trying to start doing that. Okay. Follow me on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch now, apparently. So it's just Clan the Spurs fan on both, and obviously we're here on YouTube, right? So I'm multi-streaming right now. We're streaming on 3 platforms. And if you go on Twitch, please leave some messages because it looks nice on the screen where you can see it's from people on YouTube, and then there's people from Twitch. It just looks better. It just looks nice. But yeah. All right. So, got some things to talk about. Chase, who said that? Who said that? I love you, man, but you might be arguing with nobody. I don't know who said that. Who said keep Devin Vassell and not Harper? What? Several people are saying don't get Harper because you have Devin Vassell? Are you serious? People are actually saying that? That's disturbing. That's actually quite disturbing. Harper for sure if Vassell is traded. Oh no, that's a person saying it. What are we talking about? Y'all, come on. What? Who cares? Who cares if you have Vassell or not? Who cares? You get Harper whether you have Vassell or not. Who cares? What are we talking about? Harper Castle backcourt in 5 years is going to be the best. I really hope they don't trade Castle. All right. Okay, guys. Maybe they believe in the potential of Ace. You don't. Okay, guys. So yesterday I was pretty like on the fence with this. I don't want to say I was on the fence. That's not true. I just didn't want to give a strong opinion just to react too quickly. All right. I took a day, sat on it, looked at some more footage. There's no way around this, and we'll talk about it. There's no world in which this is a good idea, in my opinion. What I'm gonna say, but we'll get there. Trade Castle for Giannis. Okay, we'll talk about all that. So we got quite a few things to go over, right? Like one thing in particular that's quite interesting, if you guys didn't know, is there was a not post game but post lottery interview with our coach and our GM. So I wanted to take a look at that. By the way, the Indiana Pacers beat the Cavs today, which is crazy. All right, let's look this up. We'll go San Antonio Spurs official. I'm really hoping the Nuggets can somehow, some way take care of this. Dude, are a lot of people's opinions coming from Spurs Digest? Because this right here, I haven't heard an actual report of this, but I've heard people actually like say, hey, what about Lowry? And it's been like crazy. Are people literally getting everything from Spurs Digest now? And no disrespect to them, but I heard that they're not even Spurs fans, or they created, I don't know if they're Spurs fans or not, but they created this channel after the Wemby situation, after we got Wemby. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want, but I know it was another thing that they posted and everybody was hitting me up about it. And I looked into it and it was literally just a random post from this random Instagram account that's not credited at all. They imagine all kinds of deals every day. Yeah, because every time because I checked out a few of their videos and it was different people each time. This is a heist for the ages in San Antonio. It's actually happening, isn't it? This just changed the Spurs forever. This changes everything. Things just got very real. Shams drops major Giannis report. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know anything about him. Oh, Spurs Digest have channels for multiple teams. Okay, so this is one of those like, okay, I got you. So they got like a digest for every team. So this is a pretty big digest media. Okay. That's what's going on. Because, yeah, I'm like, I don't know if these are just fans. It's like somebody random every single time. Like, that's somebody. Well, they're showing. Wait, that's the same person. I don't know. It just doesn't really seem like a connection to the audience, at least from what people have told me. But I don't know. I saw this post and I'm like, what the heck? They're completely brand new. Too not much to know of them. Oh, okay. Very clickbaity. I mean, you have to be a little clickbaity, right? Like, I'm clickbaity. I don't think that's like inherently a bad thing. It's just, I just wonder if they're actual Spurs fans. They post a video every single day and it's always linked with a star or the same story every day. Oh, okay. It's okay. I mean, it's all right. We're just going to do our little thing over here. We'll just do our thing over here. We won't worry too much about it. Okay, guys. So, I want to take a look. I want to take a glance, okay? I want to take a gander. All right, we were going to go over this last night, but it's never too late. So, I wanted to take a look at what our new head coach, Mitch Johnson, and our great GM, Brian Wright, had to say about last night's lottery. If you don't know, I don't have to tell you this. The San Antonio Spurs getting the second overall pick. I'm definitely going to give you my opinion on that, on who you should go after. Right now, Dylan Harper. But we won't focus on that. That'll be another video. Let's take a look at this. Brian Wright, draft lottery, media availability. Let's see what he has to say. Okay. No closed captions. That is fine. Let's see. Let me turn this audio on. Turn it up a little bit.
Excitement of having the number 2 pick. I mean, obviously you want number 1, but it's a hell of a...
Yeah, shock, excitement. You feel all the emotions. But an incredible night. Super excited to get to work and see what the future holds.
How excited! Just adding someone to this already talented roster. How excited are you for that opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of team building. You want the highest level talent you can and with the highest character, and we think that there's good players in this draft that help us accomplish that. Though, we're excited to go forward. Great night for the organization, for the city, for the team.
You never show your hand, okay? He's not going to say who he's taking, but right there, what he said, that's very important. Best player available. Best player available with character. There's only one player I can think of that will be the best player available with also no questionable character whatsoever. It's very obvious, very apparent, but yeah.
You feel like, you'll get a player that can help you right away. I mean, obviously, there's some development, but, you feel at this position.
No Kobe. No.
you would land somewhere that could help you guys right away.
Yeah, you think so. Always that guys got to go out there and prove it, and earn everything they get. But there's some really talented players at the top of the draft, so we're excited about what they may bring.
And looking at 14 too, what are your thoughts on that middle area?
Yeah, I think you'll hear it, in some of the conversation around the draft that this is a deep draft. And so, we have a lot of work to do to kind of put it together. But in the early planning, we like the potential group that could be there. So just possibilities, endless, ways to continue to build our team. And so, we go forward.
All right. So, yeah. So what we can take from that is he blatantly said best player available, and also some players available in the future in the draft or later in the draft that you can build on, that he could imagine being with the Spurs. A lot of great opportunities there. So I think and we've been like this, right? Other than last year where the 8th overall pick just wasn't to our liking because Buzelis didn't want to come to San Antonio, it seemed. We hold on to picks. We hold on to them pretty tight, right? So we'll see. All right, Mitch Johnson.
What were your overall emotions? Just does it tick down? And
In the moment, it was difficult for me to follow because there was a few different jumps that happened.
yeah.
And so when Dallas jumped, I knew where I was focusing on. And then I realized we jumped. But then after that, with Philly, there was a little bit of trying to figure out. So I knew we were in the top 4. I wasn't sure who we were there with. And obviously, that's the only goal, to get in the top 4 and then make it to the commercial and see what happens. And we went down with a fighting chance with number 2, but we're happy.
What an asset they have. I mean, you just put into words what
Bro, getting number 1 would have been insane.
you guys can do with that. There's
Yeah,
so many different ways you could drink.
Yeah, excuse me. We were excited about having 2 lottery picks in this draft. It's a deep draft. There's a lot of good players, a lot of dynamic, versatile, different type of players. And so I think our group is always going to do the due diligence and look at just 2 good young pieces to add to the group. And now obviously at 2, you get a little bit more pick the litter, and we'll be excited to get going on this.
Which, how soon do you start? Because the
Cooper, don't worry about it. With that pot, you don't have to worry about it. So the Spurs, apparently, I'll just say it. I believe you. So apparently in the chat, if you guys didn't see it on the screen, Cooper said that Zach Lowe's pod talked about how we came really close to getting the first overall pick in the ping pong balls. So yeah, I mean, I would assume we did, right?
mind start racing about, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this.
Zero, yes, bro. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. I'm excited. We're gonna talk. Let's get through this first.
Well, I'm sure we have some guys that and ladies that's their strong suit. They'll have a lot more complex, advanced ideas. But again, we have a good group we feel good about already, and to continue to add pieces to that is something that we're excited about.
What is that commercial break like when you got to sit there for 2 minutes and wondering?
Oh, dude, thanks for the super chat. Big drop off between 2 and 3. You got to pick Dylan over Ace. Maybe you can use your 14th pick, Castle, and a first rounder to get out and get a quality win. You don't have to do any of that, all right? We don't have to do anything. Don't do any of it. Just chill.
If it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, I mean, obviously you have absolutely no control over what Mark's going to say, but it had to be fun and frightening, kind of probably all at the same time.
Yeah, I'd say it's nerves, right? It's not nervous because
Frightening,
it's all
no.
good things, but
No, it's not. It's not. No.
it's nerves because you want it all. And when you jump into the top 4 again, you put yourself as an organization in a place to make a really big acquisition with a really good player, and that's what we're going to look forward to do.
You look at those top picks, I mean, you feel confident you're going to get someone that can help you guys right away. Yeah, serve as a building block for what you want to do.
Yeah, I don't think you ever want to put a timeline on it, right? Or unfair expectations. Everybody has a different, I guess, onboarding to this league. This league's not easy. But anytime you have the ability to add someone of the caliber of talent that we're looking at, the number 2 pick, it's someone that has high upside and a high floor, which you think would be able to be a big part of what you have moving forward.
Did you have a lucky charm?
There was a few different things going on that helped us out. So
Good mojo?
yeah, exactly. We want to keep
What does that mean? What do we do?
that going forward.
Obviously been a little bit of news the last few days. How have you made
We do need a small fort.
heads or tails
But you can get that in the
about
14th.
this is your thing now?
As cliche as it sounds, continue to rely on the support system that I've relied on last year and the position I was in the decade that I've been here. I'm very fortunate that the alignment, the continuity, the base and foundation is not changing. And so I think from some of the best advice Pop's given me in terms of trying to make it my own and be myself and continue with the values and principles that have been here for a long time is going to be my goal, and it's going to be a challenge, but I look forward to it.
How did you process?
I think he's ready, y'all. I think he's ready. I mean, maybe I'm just getting too excited, right? Maybe I'm looking too into. Oh wait, not with that face. Hold on.
All the feedback.
Okay, there we go. He's ready, y'all. You can see his face. He's very ready. I might be getting too excited. I might be looking too into it, but guys, I can actually come up with multiple reasons why Brian Wright might end up being a really great coach. A lot of it does come down to testimonials. Eric Spoelstra, for instance, giving him high praise. Multiple other players and other coaches around the league giving him high praise back in February. So I'm actually quite excited. Did I say Brian Wright? Mitch Johnson. Dude, I do this all the time. I told you guys it's going to be a problem. They don't look like alike, but they look like cousins. I do it every time. Brian Wright is great. I do it every time, guys. Bro, what? You guys are milking it now. You know what I meant. Racist? No, I'm not. I promise. I swear. I guess if you have to scream out that you're not, then that's not a good look. I'm not, though, okay? I'm not. I don't have to. Shut up. Screw you guys. You know what I'm talking about. Mitch Johnson. You know what I'm saying. Dang, you guys. Screw you guys.
There was a lot of joy that it was you when it came
Whatever.
out. People were just happy just to see Pop, to hear Pop's voice again. It's a simultaneously hard day and really a good day, too, for people that
Not
know
all
him.
of them
and
look alike
love the
playing. Shut up,
program and all
July.
that. How did you process all that went on?
All of it. Yeah, I think that's a fair way to say it. It was a day that
Kyle's comment.
was wide-ranging for the human emotion of everybody, and I lived on every side of the point of it, with my relationship with him and experiences with him and what we had been through and then I've been through and what I'm going into, and as part of life and our little bubble and our organization that we feel deeply about, and I'm very proud and happy and deeply honored and humbled to be part of it.
All right, but real talk, I think Mitch Johnson is going to end up being a really good coach. He is a Pop assistant, which Pop doesn't just choose anybody to be his assistant. He has high praise from people around him. I mean, he's in alignment with what the Spurs have been envisioning since 2016. So he's been around. He's the Wemby wants him, right? Like, I don't know. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be good. I think Mitch Johnson is going to be just good. Really good. Mitch needs better assistants around him. I am curious of who, I don't know about better assistants. I am curious of who's going to be his next assistant. Yeah, because you got to fill that spot, right? Or did they already fill that spot? I actually don't know. They didn't announce anything. Yeah. Spurs made their decision. They know ball better than y'all. Trust. Yeah. I mean, that is true. The thing is, here's the thing. Not the guy. Okay. I don't think Spurs fans were wrong in saying that you want Taylor Jenkins or you want Mike Malone, right? These are two coaches that have shown to be really good coaches, right? You wanted kind of a surefire thing. I don't think that's a wrong assessment. I think the thing with Mitch is, since this is his first year, we didn't really get a chance to see a team, and it wasn't even really his year. We haven't seen him get a team that's under his wing where he can shape it and mold it how he would see fit. It was more so keeping the seat warm for Pop, right? And with that, I think also you didn't really know Mitch Johnson. You don't really know what type of impact he has on the players off the court. I mean, it is pretty bad sometimes with fans, I will admit, because I can't tell you how many times like I saw fans throughout the season like hate on Mitch Johnson, and then the same people will come into the chat and say, man, he was great tonight, even though the rotations were the exact same. We just so happened to win, and maybe he yelled at a ref, right? Like that's all you get to see. But if they're bringing him in, this means that the organization as a whole has faith in him, and this also means the players have faith in him, right? It's a lot that we didn't see, and a lot that, I guess just overall we just don't know about. It's fresh, right? But I don't think anyone's wrong in saying you wanted a coach that's already established, because we know they're going to do a fine job. But that doesn't mean, just because they will do a fine job, that doesn't mean that Mitch Johnson isn't the guy for the job, right? Or that he won't be even better, right? He hasn't had that opportunity yet, and he's super young. So, yeah. This was good stuff, though. This is really good stuff. So, shout out to Mitch Johnson. Shout out to Brian Wright. Hopefully going to be a dynamic duo. We already know Brian Wright is one of the best in the league, and hopefully Mitch Johnson can end up being one of the best coaches in the league. We'll see. All right, so yeah, I know what you want to talk about. SGA vibes. He's not like SGA. I'm gonna bring up a lot. Okay. Actually, no. We're gonna split it up. What's Thursday? Shoot, is tomorrow's Wednesday? Okay, I'll go live again on Friday. Because I can't go live on Thursday. I'm trying to think how many segments we should do for the people that check out the channel on different days and not during this live. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Okay, we'll do 4 segments. I actually have quite a bit to talk about, so let's see. Give me a second. Hopefully I liked everything, or I saved everything. Some good stuff, man, that's coming out of the combine. Wait, wasn't he... Okay. I think this is... Okay. Pretty sure I'm not crazy here and thinking what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna leave this here. We're gonna keep it moving. Give me a sec. Hope everybody's doing okay. I don't really want either. My friend, my buddy. Trust me, big dog. Trust me. You want this man. All right, hold on. I know that there was some footage. There was some shooting footage. And now I can't find it. There's a lot of footage from the combine. Okay, here's the shooting drill. Oh, yeah, you're right. That is where I need to go. Okay. Yeah, he posts all of it. All right, let's go to Giovanni. Hold on. Sounds like I'm saying jabroni. Giovanni. You are completely right. Jonathan Giovanni. All right, here we go. Give me a second. Where is it? Here, you guys can look with me. Is this... Oh. Whoa. Okay, I wasn't aware of this. Oh, crap. You go backwards and then you lose everything. Okay, I was not aware of that. Oh, wait. Isn't there a way of searching somebody's... Hold on. You can search somebody's stuff. Here it is. All right. I can't tell you guys how high I am on Carter Bryant. Oh, that's just footage. Okay, anyways. Can I just open this in another tab? No. You can't do that. Okay, cool. Let's just duplicate that. That is fine. Fleming. Yeah, I like Fleming a lot too. This is my favorite so far though. Why would you choose? Why would you any of you guys choose Fleming over Carter Bryant? Size? I know Fleming is mostly like a power forward. What would you choose? Why would you choose Fleming over? I don't think either one is like a terrible take. I'm just curious. What are you taking? I'd rather have Bryant. That's how I feel, but like why Fleming? Fleming, sorry. I like Fleming at 14 over Bryant. Do your homework on him. His measurables are reminiscent of Kawhi, but he's taller. Bryant a dog. Fleming is not ball dominant. Fleming is more finished product. Bryant has more potential. Like I said, I don't think either one is a wrong. Like it's like 1A, 1B for me at this point. I just haven't went over Fleming yet. Noel has the even better size. Yeah, we haven't went over him yet. Cam Johnson would be better at that. All right. Let's see here. All right, we got that. All right, cool. Now I just have to organize this. Where did I have it? All this stuff was from. Wait a minute. I'm missing something. Okay, so guys. Go to Instagram. You know what we got to do here. Fleming has a 7'5" wingspan, which is insane. He is nasty. I'm not going to lie to you. He is nasty. He is absolutely nasty. He is filthy. He has like... Alright, we'll just roll with this. That's fine. Y'all need to stop overthinking the fit. You're drafting Harper, LOL. He's the most talented player in the draft other than Cooper. I 100% agree. Okay, all right. We'll just dive straight into it. We're getting like super chats in, okay? So let me read what RJ said once again. Y'all need to stop overthinking the fit. We're drafting Harper. LOL, he's the most talented player in the draft other than Cooper. I absolutely agree. And then Brendan bringing up 14th pick. He said Cedric Coward. He's a 3 that plays with the same kind of feel as Derek White, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll have to look into him. I'll be honest. I haven't done my greatest due diligence as far as mid to late lottery, not lottery picks, mid to late picks in the first round. But I do want to say this, okay? I didn't want to overreact. All right, so after the Spurs got number 2, obviously I was excited. Okay, I was very excited. But I wanted to just think about it for a second, okay? And I wanted to think about, because it was so much news coming out on the situation. We had Giannis, where he was coming out saying, hey, well, he didn't say this specifically, but it was reported that if he gets moved, he wants to move to a team that already has an established star. And we're like, hey, we have an established star, right? There was Brian Windhorst coming out saying, well, the Spurs and Houston Rockets are 2 teams you definitely need to look at. Obviously, us being in a better position even than the Rockets to make that happen. So I'm just kind of sitting there, and then the Spurs end up getting the 2nd overall pick, and I'm just like, okay, do we pick based on fit? Do we trade off this pick? Do you try to trade up, which you're not going to be able to? There's no way you're going to do. Yeah, I doubt you're going to be able to do that. And I doubt you would do that, right? I don't think it'll be worth it at that point where you have to get rid of a player and your 2nd round pick just to move up one spot, which Cooper Flag is amazing, but I wouldn't do it. All right. So it was a lot of questions that I had, and I was just thinking it through. I took a day, and I have to say, do nothing. Absolutely do nothing. And get Dylan Harper. I am fun. The agenda starts today. I am 120% on board with grabbing Dylan Harper. Absolute best player available. Very talented. I saw some people trying to make the argument that he's a ball dominant guard, which he can do it. But he's also shown that he's good off ball as well, right? He's nothing like Steph Castle, so don't take it as me saying that. When I say this, don't take me as saying that they're the same. But Steph Castle is another player where he's definitely can be on ball, but I don't think he's a ball dominant player, right? Like, I don't think he's that. He can do both. And that's how I see Dylan Harper. But guys, he has the pace. He has the fluidity. He has the craftiness. He has the strength. He has a lot. He's not the most athletic player in the world, but he is crafty, dude. Really crafty. Very high basketball IQ. Like, he's not a lockdown defender or anything, but he plays in the lanes beautifully. I mean, he is really good. And I don't mean good as in, oh, he'll be, pretty decent, role player for the team, or, he could be like a third option. I think this could end up being a multi-all-star type talent. He is really good. Very good. And as high as I am on Ace Bailey, even his mannerisms, we were going over like some of the interviews between him, or at least I think maybe I was doing this. I don't know if I was live when I did this. I think I did a little bit live and then a little bit on my own, but looked at some interviews between him and Ace Bailey. And Ace Bailey, as much as I love him, he more so come across as a player that's just nothing wrong with this, mind you, but one that's like just kind of enjoying the ride, right? And it seems like Dylan Harper is one that takes it very serious, like to the point where he wants to be great, or he wants to win first and foremost, no matter what. Where Ace Bailey is like, dude, he's really great at basketball, and he's like, I'm just happy to be here. He's more of that kind of personality. I know that might sound weird. It's no offense to Ace at all, right? Like, if the Spurs took Ace, I'm not going to trip about it. Okay, I'm not going to trip about it. But I will say this: there is no world right now where I think you don't just take Dylan Harper, guys. I don't think there's any world in which you just don't do it. Honestly. And I thought about this too. because I saw people saying like, oh, we should go after Giannis and you can trade away Dylan Harper for Giannis, and people saying we need too many guards. Let me address both of those, okay? First and foremost, when it comes to Giannis, the only way that I'm on board with going after Giannis at this point is if he just makes it abundantly clear that he wants to come to San Antonio. Because like I said, the Spurs need as much leverage as humanly possible if they want to make something like that happen. And we don't have to make that happen, right? Like the Spurs kind of have an attitude, and they should, around the league of a team that's kind of like, you need us more than we need you, right? The Bucks are going to have to come off of Giannis, and Spurs can sit back and say, you need us. We don't have to do that. We can just stay on pace with the trajectory that we're going down, and we're going to be completely fine. They can just keep that motto going, right? So there's no real reason to throw all of your eggs into one basket to be successful for, a few years, when you can have a superpower like the Spurs want and just be successful for a very long time, right? You don't have to do it. So the only reason why I will be okay with getting Giannis and going all out on that, or not all out, but you know what I mean, is if he says, I want to come to San Antonio, that gives you leverage. That means that maybe we can get another team involved. It's like he has to come here, right? Or you're not going to be able to move off of him, and you can utilize that to the best of your ability. That's why you were able to get Fox, along with the Luka trade, but you were able to get Fox for little to nothing because of that leverage, right? So, like, that's what it would have to come down to. So the Giannis thing, I don't know what's going to come out of it. I don't really care. I'll be honest. I don't really care at this point. But I'm sure when things come up, we'll talk about it, right? But I'm not fully on board with going all out on Giannis. So that's the Giannis situation. Now, to address people that said that we have too many guards, I'm a little confused by that. I'll be completely honest with you guys and transparent. I am confused by the people that say we have too many guards. The reason why that confuses me is because last draft, there were so many people upset that we didn't get Dillingham. And this went on for several weeks. And that confuses me because at the time we had Chris Paul, Steph Castle, Blake Wesley, Malachi Branham, and Trey Jones. You have 5 guards, and all of which would have been getting minutes, right? Especially under Pop. We didn't know what was going to happen with Pop and everything, and we didn't know that Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham at that point weren't going to get any minutes under Mitch Johnson. So but we had multiple guards, and people still wanted Rob Dillingham. But now, okay, you got Fox. Okay, but you have Fox, you have Steph Castle, you have Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, which we don't know what's going to happen with that. And isn't that it? Isn't that it? I mean, we have 4 now, but now it's too many guards. I don't get that. Not Blake. Well, you think he'll be gone? It's just confusing. It just confused me a little bit. Wesley and Branham are expendable. I do agree with, but that even adds more to my point, right? Before we had more guards that we definitely thought were going to be getting minutes, and now we have less guards, 2 of which that we feel like might be a little expendable. So, like, what is this idea that we have too many guards? We do understand that having backup guards is important. Depth is important. And I completely agree with everyone that says that we need a small forward. I've said this too, that we need a small forward. But if you get the 2nd overall pick, you get the best player available and worry about the rest later. Because if push comes to shove, these picks are so valuable, right? These types of players are so valuable. Because if, say you get 2nd overall pick, which there's no way in my mind that this is going to happen, right? I think he's NBA ready right now. He's going to be great. Potential rookie of the year, but probably be Cooper Flag. Let's be real. We got Wemby. You got Wemby, Castle. It's going to be a lot of guys taking shots. But if it doesn't pan out, a 2nd overall pick, you can move them. You can trade them and get a lot out of that. If it doesn't pan out, it will. But if it doesn't pan out, you can do that, right? It's going to be some team that says, oh, we can unlock that potential, right? Like, oh, he just needs to be in a better situation. Picks this high get a lot of grace. A lot of grace. And people saying like, oh, well, we got too many ball dominant guards. I don't agree with that either. I think De'Aaron Fox is more so a ball dominant. I would agree with that. He's more ball dominant for sure. Steph Castle isn't. Like, sure, he's good with the ball in his hands, but he doesn't have to have the ball in his hands to be effective. Like, he's shown, that was his whole thing at UConn. That's what made him special at UConn, that he could do both. And Dylan Harper, he actually can do both as well. He's good off ball. He's a really good off ball player. So just the idea that these are just ball dominant guards that just have to have the ball in their hands to be effective, like it's just a bunch of Trae Youngs running around, that's not true at all. So see, Chase just said he's really effective playing off the ball. Yeah, you don't have to do it. So just don't worry about it too much. Castle's hybrid guard wing. Exactly. Castle can go 1, 2, or 3. That was his whole thing. And another thing too, I know I'm saying a lot, guys. There's a lot of yapping, but just stay with me. Another thing too with Steph Castle is the whole reason why you grabbed him is because he could potentially be your future point guard, but he doesn't have to be. I don't think he's a full-time point guard. And maybe maybe we still need to see more, but I don't think Castle is a full-time point guard, which is fine. That's fine. But the idea that you have too many guards in 2025 in 2025 is crazy. Harper is 6'4". He's not a 3. Wait, who said he was a 3? I was talking about Steph Castle. Oh no, somebody said Harper can also go 1, 2, or 3. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that. He does have the strength, but someone say he's 6'4". He's 6'6" with shoes, but no, he's not a Harper is 6'6". Yeah, he's 6'6" with shoes. 6'4" without them. I believe it's 6'4" for now. It's 6'4.5", I think. But yeah, so that's my take on it, right? I'm gonna push the agenda. I think it's Dylan Harper, and you figure out the rest later. To be honest with you guys, I think it's Dylan Harper. You figure out the rest later. He's that good, and I don't know if I would just pass up on that, right? You don't get too many opportunities like this, and honestly, guys, this is probably going to be the last. Keep this in mind too. This is probably going to be the last time we get this high of a pick for a very long time. Very long time. Because now I expect the Spurs to start making the playoffs. And, well, actually, I'll take that back. Funny enough, if you do decide to not pursue Giannis, you might actually get a high pick again, okay, because of the Atlanta Hawks. Because I'm assuming if you go after Giannis, you're going to have to give up those Atlanta Hawk picks, because they're going to be much valuable to anything we can do personally. But as far as our personal picks, this is probably the last time we're going to see it for a very long time, right? Everybody my age will be middle-aged men at that point, when we get to that point, right? So yeah. But that's my talk. That's my TED talk. Keldon is 6'5". He actually small forward. Yeah. You need a small forward, but you can get that at 14. You go after the best available, worry about the rest later. He genuinely is that good. I'm not joking with you guys. Genuinely is that good. And we're going to do some other segments on him just to kind of display that a little bit. Some things that came out, but he is crafty, y'all. He is crafty. He really is one of those where I probably watch some scouting report videos. Those are really great, but if you want to just look at some highlights, you'll see it, bro. It's kind of ridiculous. The stuff he get away with. Very impressive. Can we watch some highlights? Not on my stream. I'm sorry. I'll get copyright. I get copyright claim for everything, dude. Clan, is Castle safe? I don't see why he wouldn't be. That's another thing too. Like, people are so quick to be like, you can have this player, but you can't have that player, you know? If you get this player, you don't get that player. The whole point that the great thing about the Spurs and what they've been doing in their drafts is drafting players that can do a little bit of everything. There's still a place for Castle, whether you have a point guard or not. And I hope people realize that. Like, there's a place for him. And it's the same thing with Dylan Harper. If you have a point guard or not, there's a place for players like this. Now, obviously, you can't have a 5-man, lineup with just guards. But we're not at that point. Not even close. As Chase mentioned earlier, we got 2 guards that are replaceable or expendable. You have Fox, who's more so a transitional period for the next young guard. And I don't mean that in the disrespectful way. He's literally top 5 point guards in the NBA. So, I mean, that's not his only purpose, but that is a big point of picking him up. And there you go. Harper shot 39% from 3 on catch and shoot threes for the Rutgers. All right. You know what? I'm going to piggyback off of that, okay? So Chase just put Harper shot 39% from 3 on catch and shoot threes for the Rutgers. As I said, guys, he's more than just, because people try to tell me that he's an on-ball dominant player. Don't really know where that came from. That is not my assessment of Dylan Harper whatsoever. I feel like he's similar in Steph Castle as to say he can do multiple things, right? He can be an off-ball player, and he's effective at that as well. He doesn't play anything like Steph. I know some people said it's so disrespectful because people in the chat were like, he's better than Steph Castle right now. And people were like, that's so disrespectful. This is a rookie of the year. Guys, everybody has somebody that's better than somebody else, right? Everyone has someone that's better than them, right? That's what I meant to say. I don't know what that word salad was. Everyone has that, except for Wemby. If you're Wemby, then you're just the best ever who ever lived. But Harper is better than Castle. Doesn't mean, this is our new toy. Screw Castle. Castle is super effective. He's awesome. He's a rookie of the year. He's the man. He's dope. I still think that he could be a star in the NBA. Harper is better. I don't know. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. But here is, hold on. Let me try to make sure it's not too loud. So here's just some footage that came out of his shooting. It wasn't the best, but I want you to pay more attention to his form than anything else. Okay. I also like the fact that he's left-handed because of Ginobili, but I also like the fact that he's left-handed because De'Aaron Fox. Kind of difficult to guard left-handed ball handlers. Left-handed ball handlers. I think that's what I meant to say. But yeah, look at his form. He bricked that like Sohan. He switched that like Wemby. He switched that one like Wemby. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. Good job. You get to see the whole thing. Another thing that's funny is more than likely he'll wear number 2, right? We've been kind of waiting for that. Like, who will be the person? I got a question for you, chat, and I got a question for YouTube as well as we're watching this. Will they retire Kawhi's jersey? I don't think they will, but we are a masterclass. I wish they showed more of it. Why'd they stop it? But yeah, as you can see, his form is very pretty. I think that maybe he can. Look, I'm not an expert here, right? I'm not an expert here, and he's shown it even in games with Rutgers. But he might need a little bit more arc on the shot because he's 6'4.5", but 6'6" with shoes. But he does create enough space, and he's crafty enough and shifty enough where it might not matter as much. But I do think that he might need a little bit more arc on it. But it looks nice. He looks comfortable. Yeah, he's known to shoot flat. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so my assessment there wasn't too crazy, huh? Yeah, that's my main thing. It's okay, bro. You can say one height. I'm just going to say 6'6". Yeah, I'm just going to say 6'6". Why not, bro? All right, so that's his shooting. And we can see his pro lane agility. Let me see here. Also, some combine footage. I know that's loud. Miles would be so slow. By the way, he is a good defender. Okay, not an elite, but this is the one thing that's cool about him, right? He is basically above average in everything and elite in a couple things, right? I would say that feel for the game would be elite level, and I would say scoring would be elite level, right? And then I would say everything else is like above average, and you can weigh that however you want to weigh it. But he's really impressive, y'all. Elite scoring. Yeah, I would say elite scoring, and I would say elite feel for the game. Would you agree with elite feel for the game? Is he better than Joshua Primo though? I think he might be better than Joshua Primo. I actually do think that he might be better than Joshua Primo. Elite feel for the game, yes. Okay. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about him. That's how I feel about him. Everyone in the chat that are like huge fans of his that watched him all the way throughout the season seems to agree with some of the stuff I'm saying. If there's anything that I say, chat, and you're like, no, you're a little off on that, this is what I've seen, I'll listen to you. But from my understanding, from what I've been paying attention to, there's no way around not grabbing him. Like, he is really good. He said Bailey isn't a Spur. Bailey don't pass. Bailey would definitely be a little bit of a project, but personality-wise, this dude's a Spur, y'all. He's a Spur. And we just heard Brian Wright say that they want to pick the best player available who also mirrors, I mean, he didn't say this exactly, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but mirrors, San Antonio Spurs isms, right? Like, good character type guy, and you just kind of chill. And Ace Bailey has good character. I have nothing to assume that he doesn't. It's just, I think that this guy right here takes the game way more serious. You're thinking Cooper Fleck? Nah, Bailey is the guy. I don't think so, man. I think this player's. I think there's a sizable enough gap that you take Dylan Harper, like a pretty nice sizable gap. Genuinely, dude. But yeah, so that's some footage. Let me see what, because it is nice to see what people have to say about it. Because a lot of people that aren't just Spurs fans. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Wow, that's a low release. Yeah, he's gonna have to. It's just one of those things where will it matter? We don't really know if it'll matter or not. We know in college he's able to create quite a bit of space. So yeah. Let's see here. How about the center from Duke? Where would he land? Let's see. Don't any of these guys have a jump shot nowadays? Weird. What is he talking about? I think that's good form. Definitely doesn't inspire confidence that he'll be able to shoot in the NBA. I don't know. Look, he shot 34% in college. It'll have to improve, but let's not worry about it too much. I think we get so hung. That's one thing that's really bothers me. We got to talk about some other stuff too, but he's like one of the best finishers in college hoops, finishers around the rim. Everybody is so hung up on how many half-court shots you can shoot. It's so frustrating. Not everyone is Steph Curry, right? But it'll get to that point. He'll get better. Yeah. He wants a poll? All right. What's the poll? We'll end this segment for now. What's the poll? Put a poll on Ace or Dylan? I did that yesterday, and it was like 50-50, but you think it might change? I mean, okay. Wait, how do I do that when I'm multi-streaming? Hold on. Oh, crap. I don't know if I can do it when I'm multi-stream. Give me a second. Yeah, it's not, Can you do it? Chase, can you do it? You're literally a mod. Do you have that ability? Yeah, it's like legit not letting me do it for some reason. Hold on. Oh, wait. Yeah, I can. We'll do it again. There we go. We just did it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can see it right there. All right. Well, I guess my agenda helped. Yeah, my agenda definitely helped. Okay. The agenda is helping, guys. All right, so... I don't know who ended up being... Hold on. Give me a second. Vertical. How do I find the last results of the combine? NBA results. Let's see. Draft combine. Oh, it's on the NBA. It's literally on the NBA. Oh wait, this ain't it. Where is it? It's ESPN. Here, you can see what I'm seeing. What's your biggest takeaway from Tuesday? All right, this will be fun. Hold on. Oh crap! What just happened? Epson. My computer? Or not my computer, my printer? Okay. Oh, I hit the wrong key. All right, hold on. Let's do Dylan Harper. All right. All right. Okay. So while I was looking for some results, some combine results, I came across this, and this yeah, this doesn't have a lot, cuz like I said, I'm really high on Dylan Harper, also Carter Bryant. There's nothing on here about Carter. Oops. But that's fine. This is what they had to say about the Spurs. Some takeaways. This is from ESPN. What did the Spurs do at number 2? Reaction reverberated around the league when San Antonio's pick jumped to number 2 in Monday's lottery, not only because of the prospect of the Spurs adding consensus number 2 prospect Dylan Harper alongside Wembanyama, Fox, and Castle, but also the implications of what the specific pick could mean as trade options. And you guys know how I feel about trade options right now, but I'll go into that in a minute. The Spurs have had exceptional fortune in the draft. Okay, in the lottery, yes, but Brian Wright deserves a lot of credit, to the point where I've been yelling that he's a great GM for a while now. I hate that it took all of this for fans to be like, hey, maybe he's pretty good. Like, yeah, dude. Their draft pick having now jumped into the top 4 in 3 straight lotteries. Happened for a lot of teams. Happened with the Houston Rockets. So if Rockets fans, if you're crying, you literally did it for like 4 drafts in a row. So stop. About what the San Antonio could do at number 2, there's a case standing pat in selecting Harper, who stands out as the best available talent at the spot and would be an excellent roster addition. Though the prospect of aggressively targeting a star such as Giannis would accelerate San Antonio's playoff path, the Spurs can also afford to think big picture thanks to the presence of 21-year-old Wembanyama as the team's centerpiece. So as I told you guys, I'm not that big on going after Giannis. The only way in which I'm cool with it is if he says, he doesn't have to directly tell us, but say out of his mouth to his agents or whatnot, San Antonio is my spot. Anywhere else is futile. Okay. Yeah, he needs to sound like a Disney villain. Okay. It needs to be San Antonio Spurs. Maybe. Well, he has to say a second team. So San Antonio on the second team. And I'm totally cool with that. Let's go get Naz Reid. I'm feeling greedy. Naz Reid will be a really great addition. I'm not going to lie. I wonder how much he would cost though. So anyways, but yeah, so if you go after Giannis, that's the only way in which I'm cool with it. He has to say, I want to come to San Antonio. If that's not the case, if he doesn't say that, he doesn't care, he just wants to go to a team with a star, that's not good enough. We're not going to have enough leverage. It's going to be too much. That's my initial reaction. But I know we have a great front office and they can figure something out. But if it comes down to Giannis and a few seasons of being successful, and no Giannis with the bigger picture, which we've been preaching, not me, but the Spurs front office has been preaching for a very long time now, last couple seasons, that what they really want is another dynasty and they know how to build one. You don't do the Giannis trade. You don't do it. San Antonio has trade assets to execute a major move. They control the Atlanta Hawks' next 2 drafts, own their future picks other than the 2027, and hold far future swap rights to picks from Boston, the more favorable Dallas and Minnesota, and Sacramento in 2031. Those assets are also far enough out that the Spurs can hold them until they're ready to upgrade or ultimately make those picks. We're gonna be so good, bro. I don't think you guys realize how good we're gonna be. We're gonna be so good. We're gonna be so good. I know the 99 to 2014 run is legendary, y'all, but we might be seeing something. We might be seeing something ridiculous, man. We're gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna have to travel to San Antonio a few times, man. We're gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna waste so much money, dude. Oh my god. Bring Spurs fans over to this channel, please. We gotta bring everybody on board. We gotta have a good time. With Fox already in the fold and attractive options to build around a young trio of Wembanyama, Harper, and Castle. In the long run, there's plenty of rationale behind letting the team develop organically. Yes. Now, you can still... Look, we're letting the team grow organically, guys, and we still got Fox. We're going to have stars just kind of fall in our lap that just want to come to San Antonio. Like you can build organically and still get high talent. That approach led to sustainable contention 2 decades ago as the Spurs put players around Tim Duncan, and at the moment, San Antonio is playing with a strong enough hand to dictate its own urgency. Yes, like I said, we can sit back and we can say, hey, you want to deal with us? You need us more than we need you. We don't have to go out and go after Giannis. We don't have to give you all our picks. You want those picks. That's something that you want. If we do nothing, we're good. So you're going to have to make a deal with us because we could do nothing and be totally fine, right? So that's kind of what it comes down to. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to have, this crazy amount of urgency. You'd be totally cool. And you guys better believe if we're noticing it and we're like, this is really impressive, you best believe Wemby is proud of the franchise he got drafted to. You better believe it. Okay. He's very smart guy. The coming weeks should bear out more in terms of how proactive the Spurs want to be in trade talks. The expectation around the league is Harper will come off the board at number 2, whether it's the Spurs or another team selecting there, leaving the 76ers another team that will weigh trade opportunities with a less clear decision selecting at number 3. Is the person's name Woo, or are they just saying Woo? I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful here. I think they're just saying Woo. Wait, let me see if... Oh, they're not... I am disrespectful. They aren't saying Woo. I think that's a person. Hold on. Yeah, that's literally a person. I suck. I suck so bad. That's a person. Shout out to Woo for typing that. It's so disrespectful, Dexter. That was do better. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm off tonight. I'm not on my game. Let's see. Did they mention Dylan Harper again? Okay. Oh wait, no. Okay, they mentioned him here too. Context is key for lottery prospects from non-powerhouse schools. Other than the 3 Duke players projected in the lottery, none of the other top prospects in the draft were in ideal situations in college. Rutgers didn't make the NCAA tournament despite the presence of Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey because so little talent surrounded those freshman phenoms. Okay, so this isn't really about them. But anyways, really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. So I guess the big question is, what do the Spurs do at number 2? And I'm probably just going to keep pushing this agenda. Do a little bit of nothing. Just grow organically. I mean, we set this up. It's beautiful. As great as it would be to have Giannis, I will hold on to this second pick. I'll just be honest with you. I will hold on to this pick. And I feel like the Fox situation is a little different from Giannis because I think Giannis will cost much more as far as what you're going to have to give up. And I don't think that I know that. And when it comes to Fox, you know, I don't want to throw age into it, but he's 27, right? I mean, there's about the same sizable gap between Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, between him and Victor Wembanyama. And I just don't think that Fox is a player that's going to hurt. I mean, Giannis wouldn't hurt anything, but Fox definitely is going to hurt anything if you were to get Dylan Harper, because you grab Dylan Harper, he could end up being that point guard that eventually transitions over to full-time point guard once De'Aaron Fox is gone, or, you know, multiple years down the line and we make a trade or something like that. But De'Aaron Fox is by no means just a placeholder, okay? He is here for us to win now, make it to the playoffs. He's clutch. He's tough. He has playoff experience. He is here for multitude of reasons, okay? But he is here for us to win now. But I do think that the Spurs acknowledge this as well, that later in his career, we could make that transition, right? And it'll be a pretty smooth transition. And I'm not fully bought in on Steph Castle being our full-time point guard, but he doesn't have to be. So, yeah. Okay, so with all that's being said, wait a minute. Okay. All right, you guys want to see some stuff that's going to make you say, woo, nah. When you really think about it, that song kind of sucks. All right, Dylan Harper. Some more Dylan Harper, okay? I am on my Dylan Harper agenda here. So here's some physical comps, all right? So a lot of people have said he's too small. I don't really know why people have been saying that. But he is a very strong player, so I don't know why people keep saying that. But they're like, he's too tiny, he's too small, we've got too many guards, even though we all will agree that 2 of our guards could be expendable. Chris Paul is probably going to be gone. At that point, you have Fox and Castle. And I think that what it comes down to really is fans have become so close to Castle that they can't imagine a world in which you get rid of Steph Castle, which I completely agree. Don't get rid of Steph Castle. but you don't have to. Okay, I think people are creating this false sense that you can only have one or the other. That's not true in modern NBA. Okay, 2025, you can have a multiple guards and be very successful. You still need a small forward, you still need a backup center, but come on, right? Like, come on. Steph can stay. You don't have to get rid of Steph just to get Dylan. There's no, yeah. Anyways, with that being said, it says Dylan Harper has inviolable measurements to play either guard spot. Drawing comparisons from our historical database to D Wade, with his size, sturdy frame, and huge wingspan, he could easily play alongside De'Aaron Fox and Steph Castle in the same backcourt, which I definitely agree. Which we're probably not going to see a ton of that, though. He's going to get minutes being a second overall pick, but I don't know if we'll see a ton of that with them all together. But it'll be nice. It'll be nasty. So as you can see here, taller than D Wade. See, this one has 6'5". Okay, this might be with shoes, because I said 6'6". That's super close to 6'6". All right, so basically 6'6" to Dwayne Wade 6'5". 2 years younger than Wade. So maybe he still has some growing to do. I don't know. Same weight, basically, about the same wingspan, standing reach the exact same. Oh, and listed heights are with shoes. Okay. So yeah, so pretty nice, man. Pretty nice. And I don't think D Wade has ever been accused of being too small. So there's that. Also, this is kind of cool. So from my understanding, so here are some combined score values, okay? So Dylan Harper scored a combined score of 93.2. From my understanding, and chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, okay? And in YouTube later on, if you guys see this, you can correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I heard, okay? Oh, actually, it is on here. No, it's not. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. All right, so from my understanding, this is the highest combine score amongst point guards, I believe, right? Amongst all the drills that he's done. So highest amongst point guards. But then the second one here, they said as a shooting guard. So these are his stats as a shooting guard. And amongst shooting guards, I think he was 5th. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right? I think he's number 1 amongst point guards and 5th amongst shooting guards. If I'm thinking of a different stat, please someone correct me, and please check the comments, because we do this live, but this was my understanding when I looked into it. But it could be a different stat, but I think this is it. So he's 5th amongst shooting guards, 1st amongst point guards. Now, if that has to do with something else, please let us know. But I think that's true. Regardless, any statistical category in which you're 1st amongst point guards and you're 5th amongst shooting guards, it's insane. You're just one of the best, period. Insane. Easy second round overall pick. Easy. And also, this post, which I was like, what? It's kind of cool. Dylan Harper's field goal percentage at the rim is like a big man. Here is the list of freshmen who averaged 17 plus points per game and shot 70% plus on close twos. Zion Williamson, Marvin Bagley, DeAndre Ayton, Dylan Harper, Ben Simmons, Joel Okafor. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on. It would be much more impactful if you can actually see it. He's a guard. And these are the players that scored 17 plus points per game with a 70% close twos shot. Bagley, sorry guys. 40%? 40% what? So untrue, Harper till he's ready to take over. That makes more sense. Bagley is Bagley. I guess I've always said Bagley. Yeah, Bagley, sorry. Dylan Harper is the Scoot of this draft. Scoot Henderson. I mean, sure, but Cooper Flag isn't as good as Wemby. It's not as big of a drop off from Wemby to Cooper. I mean, to Scoot Henderson. But he has more size than Scoot. I think he's gonna be better than Scoot. No one's trading Flag. Well, let's not worry about Flag, guys. We're worried about our pick. Okay, this is our player. Cooper Flag. That's old news. Okay, we don't care about Cooper. We were keep in mind, guys, we were sitting at 8. Okay? We weren't supposed to be here. We weren't supposed to have this opportunity. We didn't even think about any player the second. We didn't really think about it. I did mention many times that you could move up because many teams over the past few years have moved up. That's around that 7 to 9 span. And I was like, it could be us because someone's going to move up. It happens. It's been happening since like 2019. We've seen it. So yeah, it just so happened to be us. I didn't think about Harper, honestly. Dude, go look up some Harper footage. He's ridiculous. But yeah, those are just some few things. All right, just kind of continuing the Dylan Harper agenda, right? Let's see. It was something else that I wanted to show, but maybe that was the main thing. Here, screw it. Let's take a look at what some Spurs fans had to say. So I posted it. You know, I had to post the Shannon to go with it. Oh boy! Yeah. That's my reaction. When I saw that 70%. Oh boy! Yeah. You love to see it. Let's see what some Spurs fans had to say. So this is under my post. Heck yeah. Somebody posted Tony Parker. Tony Parker was a monster finish at the rim, by the way. I will say this. I don't think he's as quick as Parker. I mean, I don't think he's as quick as Parker. I don't know that for sure, though. But I don't think he is. Parker was so speedy. But Parker also had to be because he's shorter. He was smaller than our boy. Yeah. Shannon Sharp. 70% what? 70% around the rim. Shooting around the rim. And then they said it's similar to big men. So other rookies that had 70% with 17 plus points per game were Zion, Marvin Bagley, sorry guys, DeAndre Ayton, and yeah, you see Dylan Harper, obviously, Ben Simmons, JL Okafor. So kind of ridiculous. Let's see. That wasn't the point. Come on. Can we be this obtuse? List a bust and Zion, and I'm supposed to be impressed? Come on. You guys get the point that's being made, right? The fact that he did this as a guard. Come on. Why y'all want another guard? How long we been live? I've been live an hour and 20 minutes. And I feel like every 5 minutes, I brought up why getting Dylan Harper is a good idea. And I even brought up the whole we have too many guards argument, which I don't even understand because at one point we had 5 guards on the team that we all thought would get minutes and people still wanted Dillingham. Now there's 4, and 2 of which, especially under Mitch Johnson, are probably expendable. And now we don't want any more guards. People got so excited. It's just a matter of like recency bias. Like, because we have a rookie of the year that is a very good guard, we think that, no other team has guards on their team, very talented guards on the team. Look around the league. Pay attention. Don't worry so much about like the position of some of these. Yes, we need a small forward. Obviously, we need a small forward. We need a backup center. Okay, those are things that we need. We're gonna get it. But number 2, you get the best player available. He happened to be a guard. A really great one. A really great one. Man, it'll be the same thing, bro. We'll get him, and then they'll say, we don't need any more of this, and we don't need any more of that. We'll get a backup center, and maybe we need one more big man. They're like, we don't need that. We have too many. It's like, what? You're creating problems where there aren't any. Anyways. Yeah, Ben Simmons. Dang, this is negative. I don't think anyone on the list stands out, to be honest. They are missing the point. Did someone at least respond and say that's not the point? The names on that list is a clear indication of this stat translating to the NBA success. Then you clearly don't watch the Pelicans play. That company turned out to be, oh my God, they are not understanding. He's not just a finisher around the rim, okay? He's a very high basketball IQ player. All I'm saying, or all I was trying to show, is that the fact that this guard is in the same category. He does a lot of things, right? But he's in the category of a lot of players that primary thing is just shooting around the rim. That's impressive. It's impressive for you to have such a high percentage around the rim, and you do so many other things that some of these other players don't do. That's impressive. And they're big men. They should be having pretty high percentages around the rim. Yeah, I don't know. Just people don't care, I guess. Nah. Oh, Nuggets lost? Ah, dang it. Is the game over? Did the Nuggets lose? Hold on, I can see from the bottom. I'll look at the bottom of my screen. Oh, 22 seconds left. They didn't blow it. I mean, it's going to be 3-2, right? It's going to be 3-2. They go back to Denver, and they can force a game 7. MPJ is a 5th option at best. Dang, it was that bad. We need a small forward, right? Yeah. You can get that at at Costco. No, you can get that at 14. All right, guys. That's all I really had to say. I don't think we had anything else. I wasn't going to key in on Carter. We're just going to do a Dylan Harper agenda. That's kind of how I'm feeling. I feel like doing a Dylan Harper agenda. You got to get ready. Small forward probably the most important though. Yeah, but at number 2 you can't focus in on fit. I mean, you can well, you can, but we're not at that point. The Spurs are not at the point where they can just pick a player, because we need a position. Like you're not at that point at all. You still need another scorer next to Wemby, and this guy's elite at it. So go for it. That's what you need. It's not a slouch defensively. Better defender than Chris Paul. Carter Bryant at 2. Yeah. At that point, that's what you're doing. Like, let's go ahead and grab Carter Bryant at 2 because hey, he fit. We need a small forward. Like, that's silly. Like, you get the best available, and then from there you roll with what you got to roll with. At 14, you'll have some available. You know what I mean? Switchhill says Harper is objectively the best available and the best fit. He checks both boxes. Well, yeah. Well, I guess when I said fit, I'm more so meant position that you need. Like, oh yeah, we need a small forward, we need a center. Like, oh yes, just grab that. Personality wise, he fits too. Yeah, you want Dylan Harper. Hold on. Matter of fact. Okay, guys, the agenda worked. Yeah, the agenda. Oh my God, the agenda worked. Hold on. How many votes is that? 200 votes. We got 200 votes. We got 200 votes. 81% said Dylan Harper over Ace Bailey. You guys realize last night it was 50-50, right? We did have a lot of people though. We had like 800 and something people in here. It was kind of crazy. We had a lot of people in here last night. I think we got to 1,000 concurrent viewers. And it was 50-50. By a landslide? Yeah. Yeah, I think the agenda's working. Your agenda won. Yeah. Y'all are finally seeing the light. It screams at your face, bro. Like I don't know what to say other than it just screams at your face. It screams at you that you go Dylan Harper. Like it's not even funny. How obvious the decision is. Rest in peace, Chris. What happened? Ace is 6'7". He's currently plummeting in draft stock. What was he suspected to be before? He could very well jump down to like 4 or 5. What was he expected to be? Can you guys tell me? 6'10". Wait, they thought he was 6'10"? I thought it was like 6. I thought it was like 6'8". 6'10"? They thought he was 6'10"? For how long? He's 6'8" with shoes. Oh, okay. I thought he was always 6. Okay, I didn't know. 6'11". Oh, Rutgers had him at 6. Oh my. Oh, that is bad. It's not his fault, but hey, that's impeccable. Ace has big questions, kind of the opposite of Dylan Harper. No separation on ball, has to resort to shooting over people, can't move off ball that well yet, not that athletic, shorter than expected. I will say this too with Dylan Harper, it seems like his shot is doesn't have a lot of arc on it, but yeah, he has enough creativity scoring wise that shouldn't be a problem. At least for me. I mean, he's gonna have to work on it, but it's not like a problem right off the bat. Impeccable is so, bro. When's the last time I talked to you? I haven't talked to Impeccable in forever. That's what life does to you, man. You just go your separate ways, you know. But you don't have to go your separate ways. Like you can stay in contact. You need to hit me up on Messenger, man. We need to get on Rivals or something. We need a game. Well, I'm sure we'll be on GTA. I'm sure you'll get GTA, right? Like next May. We'll be on that like crazy. Impeccable still talking ball. Hold on, it's gonna come back up. I'll read it in a minute. I can't see it on my screen yet. Oh, here we go. Dylan, a straight ball shooter currently. I think he'll be fine. His main talent is on ball creation. Yeah, scoring is like elite. Impeccable and me been chatting. You need to join in, clan. Oh, but it's on WhatsApp. And I don't have WhatsApp. Yeah, and then I'll have to download it again. And it's so hard being me. You, me, and Swish been chatting. I haven't been chatting. I haven't been in WhatsApp. You guys need to get on Messenger. Make everything convenient for me. Make it easy for me. Clan will answer Chris' question before GTA 6. Wait, what's Chris' question? What was Chris's question? Marvel's still hot though. Yeah, dude, it's still fun. You will go on like long losing streaks though that just take so much out of you, man. They definitely put you in a loser's queue where it's just like incompetent, awful human beings. Chris question. What's Chris question? What the heck? Chris been spamming that trade scenario. Okay, I see it. Finally recognition. Okay. What if Spurs, Mavs, and Bucks do a 3-team trade? All right, give it to me. What we get? Mavs get Giannis. That actually makes sense if they could do something like that. Spurs get the number 1. All right, what are we giving up? Bucks get the number 2 and 14. Clay, Gafford, Sohan, Branham, Caleb Martin, and future draft capital. What is future draft cap? That's a lot. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing all that for Cooper Flag. No offense. I really like Cooper Flag. I think he's really great. But like you said, because Cooper Flag more than likely is this a crazy thing to say? You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think Cooper Flag will end up being like a second option on a very great team. Like he could be like a second. I don't know if he's gonna be like a first, like the number 1 superstar type. Which I guess he wouldn't have to be if he comes to our team. But we already have Wemby. Yeah, we already have Wemby. I'm not. I would rather just keep my 2 and 14 and Sohan and future draft capital. I don't want to give up all of that to move up to 1. I don't think the gap is big enough. Like if we're talking Wemby's draft, yeah, dude, sure. Like yeah, like the gap is just so substantial between Wemby and Scoot Henderson. Like it's like, but Scoot went. Did Scoot go 3rd, guys? Who went 2nd in Wemby's draft? Was it Scoot? Cooper is legit clan. I know, but I don't think the gap between Cooper and Dylan Harper isn't as large as it was between Wemby and our boy Brandon Miller. Okay, it was Brandon Miller. Okay. Yeah, Scoot went 3rd. Yeah. Between Brandon Miller and do that then. Brandon Miller and Wemby, that gap is so much more substantial than Dylan Harper and Coop. I don't think that's a crazy take. Swish, if you're still in here, tell me how you feel about that take. How do you feel about that take? I disagree, Clan. You think that the gap is that big? Oh, thanks. Thanks, man. He says, Clan, I truly appreciate the time you take to make this fun and enjoyable community. I have followed you since Wemby got here, and you have always been consistent with your content. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. Like, real talk. What did Impeccable say? What's the gap with Ace and Dylan? I think there's a pretty decent gap. Nah, the gap between Coop and Harper isn't as far, but Cooper is an insane prospect, one of my top 10 in the last 25 years. Okay, so basically I'm just coping then. Okay, I might just be coping because we don't have it. Because we don't get them. I might be coping a little bit. But I do think that Cooper and Dylan isn't as large. Yeah, I'm not getting you're asking me to get rid of 2 4. First off, we're in a position we shouldn't even be in, right? We're number 2 in this draft. You want me to get rid of 2, 14, Sohan, and future draft capital for Cooper Flag. Not doing that. Cooper is declared number 1, but the gap is way closer with him and Harper than Wemby and Scoot. Scoot was propped up too much. Okay, so Swiss Chill agrees with me. But yeah, dude, I'm not. That's a lot to give up. I'm not saying it's not like other teams wouldn't do it, but for the Spurs, I don't know. It's like you're getting rid of. It's kind of weird. Like you're creating. How should I say this? You're like creating I guess this is usually the cost of super teams. You're kind of costing yourself some potential depth by adding star power right off the bat, or just having like a super team right off the bat. But even then, I don't know. Yeah, because you can always just get people on the team. Like, people will want to play for your team. I'm not doing that, though. That's too much. I'm not giving you Sohan and my second overall pick and 14 and my Atlanta pick. I'm not doing that. I'm good. I don't like that idea. Does anyone agree with, like anybody think not giving up any of my core, but that 2 and 14 for Coop? Yes. Oh yeah. If that was it, I'll do that. I don't mind doing that. Like, give you 2 and 14 for Coop. Because Coop is, like we said, we need a small forward, right? And he's phenomenally talented. We need a second scorer next to Wemby. Sure. I'm with it. But if we're talking like, I got to give you Sohan and I got to give you... Nah. We're not doing none of that. That's too much. That's a great deal for them. I don't think the Spurs would do that either. 2, 14, and Fasale or KJ. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do that. KJ in a heartbeat. But Fasale, I'll do that. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. When you said 2, 14, Sohan, which I think Sohan's very valuable. I know that people, it's kind of like a meme at this point how I feel about Sohan. And not everybody agree with it. It's okay, I guess. I think you're wrong, but it's okay. But I think he's just too valuable along with like all these other picks, and that's too much. Doing it for KJ is like easy. That's an easy snap of the fingers. Fasale is like I would offer you KJ. If you say Fasale 2 and 14, I will offer you KJ. It's like, would KJ work? And they say no. And then I'll ask again. And then they say no. And then I'll just like wait a day. And then like text them and be like, hey, what you think? It's the KJ? And then they'll be like, no. And then like I'll just ask like just a few more times. And then after a few more times of them saying no, I was like, okay, I'll give you Fasale. That's how I would negotiate. If I was in the NBA, that's exactly how it would go, y'all. That is exactly how it would go. I'm very good with making deals, okay? I would have Brian, you think Brian Wright is good? We would have won a championship yesterday. We would have been in the playoffs this season, and they would have just we would have been so good that they would have just said, screw this, what's the point of the playoffs, and just gave us the championship. That's how good of a GM I would be. Why not use Keldon and Devin to get a big we've been looking for? That works too. I don't want to do anything. These are just scenarios. I don't want to. Well, I mean, moving up sounds nice, and Nico is kind of a silly goose. But I don't want to do any of that. I want to just stay put. You're not a GM, Clan? Oh, trust me. If I was GM, guys, GM Clan Daddy. Guys, I would be. Put him on the phone. I could, you know what? Okay, I would be a terrible GM because I wouldn't know what I'm doing. But I will say this: put me on the phone with Nico. I think I can make something happen. Put me on the phone with Nico. All you gotta do is, stroke his ego a little bit, give him a little bit of flattery, tell him he's great, he's awesome, I never seen a better GM than you. And you get him off guard, and then you just say, all right, listen, give me that number 1 overall pick, and I'll give you Keldon Johnson. And at first he might say, oh, that I wouldn't do that. You think I'm stupid? And I'll be like, no, Nico, you're very smart. You're a genius. And he'll be like, oh, stop it. And then he'll do it. Just put me on the phone with Nico. I'll make it happen, y'all. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll think I'm the greatest GM of all time if I'm on the phone with Nico. Clan over Nico? Yeah, easily. July said, tell him that this guy plays defense and he isn't fat. Yeah, that's like literally, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to say. He plays defense and he isn't fat. Nico is Trump confirmed. Low key, yeah. Just give him some flattery. Do whatever. Yeah, dude. He's not fat. I guess that would be the 2 questions that Nico has for you, right? Like he just has this paper when he assesses players, and that's like the 2 questions on it. It's just like sheet of paper with like the small text on it that says, is he fat? Yes, no. Does he play defense? Yes, no. Yeah, you're so handsome. You're so fit. You so strong. You so smart. Yeah, what is that? The Help? Isn't that from The Help? How about trade pick 2 to Utah Jazz, pick 5 plus Lauri Markkanen? I need everyone that has suggestions. I'm not saying that's a bad suggestion, but I need everyone that has suggestions to just, I mean, you're already on YouTube. Look up, you don't have to look at scouting reports. You don't have to look up scouting videos. Just look up Dylan Harper highlights. And then come back and tell me if you want to trade that second pick. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You're not going to want to do it. You're not going to want to do it. Yeah, Swish, yeah. Lowry is not worth Lowry is not worth pick 2. Yeah, obviously. I think that's what we all need to do, okay? Just go watch some highlights and then come back. And you'll be like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind." I think we're making the same, which I mean, I've been, I did it too, right? I did the same thing, right? I did the same thing with our boy, with our coaching situation. I think that we're taking established professionals and just go ahead, because of what we've seen in the NBA, we're automatically saying that's a better fit than the second overall pick, right? Like, it's the same thing that I kind of did with Mitch Johnson, right? I was like, give me Mike Malone. I want Mike Malone, Taylor Jenkins. I've seen what they've done. But not giving Mitch Johnson a chance when he legit could be really good, right? But I think there's even more evidence, or actually way more evidence, of Dylan Harper end up being phenomenal in the NBA than Mitch Johnson being a phenomenal coach. But there is plenty of testimonials for Mitch. I'm actually upset that a lot of people didn't watch this video. This video right here. You should look at this. Mitch Johnson gets high praise. I went through an article, and yeah, there's a lot of people saying how good he is. So you probably should watch that. My wife's boyfriend went to school with Dylan. Great guy. I know he's trolling, but the off chance that he's not. If y'all are open, that is fine between you and your wife. Okay, that's wonderful. I do not judge. Do what you want to do, okay? I know people that's poly. No big deal whatsoever. Wife's boyfriend's crazy. You think that's the crazy part? He said, my wife's boyfriend knew Dylan in school. Dylan's like 19. How did this... I'm assuming... I think that's what makes the... You get the implications here, right? How old? Well, he's 19 and her boyfriend knew him in school. How old are you? And by school, do we mean college? But if you said knew him in school, he just got out of college, so that's a weird way to phrase that. And usually when people say school, they're not going to just say, if they mean college, they're not going to just say school, they're going to say college. Maybe a teacher? Something ain't right here. Clan don't pay no mind, just distractions. He's trolling, but like, yeah. Say you were trolling. Yeah, he's not gonna say that. Something Diddy going on. Yeah, some Diddy going on, some Epstein going on. My girlfriend's boyfriend said Harper is the best pick. Yeah, something ain't right. Married young. That is a possibility. It's just this. Statistically speaking, the marriage rate, I doubt that they married young. The marriage rate is the age is gone up. So yeah, I don't know. A little sussy, sus. All right, guys, I need to get off. Those were a lot of segments that we did. I will be posting them over the course of the next few days. I would go live Thursday, but I have something I have to do. So I'll be going live Friday. Are there any what games do we have? Like, I've been watching all the games. I have not been watching all the games. Friday they have Celtics and Knicks. That won't be fun. That's it. Yeah, that won't be fun. Knicks gonna go ahead and take out the Celtics probably. So, anyways, flag a bust. He's not gonna be a bust. All right, guys, I will get with you later. I appreciate all the love. Everyone have a good night. I'm jumping off. I will see you again on Friday. If you missed some of the segments, stay tuned. I think we end up doing like 5 segments, but I guess 4 will be uploaded because that's all we can really do until I go live. But we can post the other one after. But yeah. Oh, let me look at this chat real quick. Or not the chat, the poll. The poll, it ended with 311 votes. Dylan Harper was the winner with 78%. I heard they are looking at Flag and Harper 1A, 1B. The rest is big drop off. That's how lucky we got. All right, y'all. I will get with you later. Wait, who did you tie for, Clan? What did we? Oh, who did you vote for? I actually didn't vote on it. I tried to vote though. I would have voted for Dylan, obviously. All right, y'all. Good night. Good night, Impactful. Night, night. Oh wait, I didn't hit the end button. What if I thought I hit the end button, and then you guys just heard me say like, "Oh God, I hate talking to these people. I hate all of them." Thank God it's over. Now I just look at the screen like, is what I would have said if I was awful. Yeah, it's just like a mean fart at the end.